being a social media content creator. I'm done with social media. I'm giving up. I'm throwing in the towel. I'm tired. I'm done with it. I can't take this shit anymore. All right, y'all, I'm not really giving up on my social media content creation journey. I'm sorry, I am a quitter, but I'm not quitting that. I've already invested too much time, too much energy, and put in too much work. But if I'm being fully honest and transparent, there's a lot of times where I've thought about it, considered it, and I know that there are a lot of people out there who are, considering starting this content creation journey, or maybe if you're already on it and you just need somebody to be real with you about what comes with it. So that's what I really want to talk about today. So let's jump right in. Starting first, it's the mental. Like, your mental, you have to be strong. You have to really train your mind on your content creation journey, because you can get burnt out. There's fatigue. There's the killer of joy, comparison, right? We see the people on social media, they're doing this, they're doing that. They might not even have the same amount of followers, or maybe even the same amount of engagement as you, but they're getting more opportunities, more brands, more deals. And I feel like that's something that I do and have struggled with. Like, I try to take myself out of that mind frame, but sometimes it's hard not to, right? When you're seeing it on your For You page, when it's getting reposted, it's on the Explore page, like, you can't escape it. You can, mute it, block it, but it's just like, I don't want to hate on spawn, especially if they're a POC, like a person of color. Like, if you're getting opportunities, cool, but then a lot of times it's not people of color, but it's somebody who's, y'all know, and they might have half the following, they might have half the talent, they might have half of everything you got, not even nothing going on compared to what you got going on, right? And they're getting all this opportunity, and it's just like, dang, I'm putting in all this hard work. I'm pumping out videos day after day after day after day. I'm being consistent. I'm showing up. I'm putting in the work, but I'm not even reaping the benefits. It just feels like a letdown, right? But then sometimes I do see other people of color and they get opportunities. I'm like, okay, it's out there. I just gotta keep putting myself out there. You gotta keep working 10 times harder. They already told you in America, the black person gotta work twice as hard, right? We gotta, if everybody else is showing up on time, we gotta be early. We gotta stay late. We gotta, grind a little bit harder, pick up other roles, pick up other tasks. And that's what I've realized, even in this content creating space, there's still that. Social media will have you thinking that like a viral video would equate to like success and brand deals and fame and money from different monetization through the apps and through the different social media channels. And that's not always the case. And most of the time it's not even the case, especially if you are a POC, person of color, for those of y'all who don't know what that means. I feel like I know for a fact that I've gone viral so many times to the point where I'm getting like millions of views. People are posting me on popular Instagram pages, and people are telling me all the time they're seeing my face, they're seeing my videos. But I either, one, don't feel any closer to the level, I guess, of success and notoriety that I want, and then also it doesn't always lead to any other opportunity, and I don't understand it. And then I can have engagement, but you cannot have like connection and not build community. So now like you might have got a lot of views on that video, but then like where are those people at on your next video, or when you want them to support you in your next venture? Comparison, dopamine, burnout, social media, like the comparison to your journey, to other creators' journey, seeing what other people get versus what you're getting, you feel like you're just getting breadcrumbs, especially as like a black upcoming creator. Sometimes I see people doing the same thing I'm doing, but then they're getting more love for it than me. And it's just like, what is that about? Also, just on the content level, I think for a while, I thought that me just being myself and talking could just take me to all the places I want to go. And don't get me wrong, it's done a lot. It has gotten me a brand deal. It's had people reach out to me for brand deals, even if I felt like they didn't align with my content or the price just wasn't right. But I sometimes felt like it only brought me so far. I felt like I had become stagnant. I felt like I had got to a space where I wasn't necessarily growing, but I wasn't necessarily losing followers, and it just wasn't a nice space to be in. And recently, well, not even recently, but the last like year or so, I've been trying to figure out how to shake up my content. What other elements can I bring into it while still staying true to myself and my opinions and my thoughts and my personality? Because I feel like that's the biggest selling point for me, right? At the end of the day, no matter what your niche is, people are buying things because it's you. they're invested in you, the person, the story, whatever that is. And so everything else is like an emotional buy. People are just gonna buy it because they love you, right? So just what else am I not showing? What else am I not doing to get that community, to build that community, to foster that connection between me and my followers? I don't want just viral videos. I want content that it connects, right? It's relatable. And that's always been something major to me. That's why I'm always showing up as my authentic self, whether I'm cussing, I'm in the bed with my bonnet on, I ain't even brush my teeth, ain't wash my face, I'm on the toilet, whatever it is, it's raw, it's real. It feel like it's on a FaceTime call with me. But I did feel like for a time I wasn't growing, and I just recently started adding in and just experimenting. The biggest thing I can tell you to do is just experiment. Try different things. I just went out one day in New York City and just was recording. When I first moved to New York, I was trying to sit in the house and make so much content in the house so I can afford to live in New York, right? So I can keep it going, because New York is it's an expensive place, right? And it is a place where you can get uncomfortable real quick. But I was failing to realize that I didn't need to make a bunch of content in New York. I needed to make New York the content. So when I started going outside and using that camera, I started building more community. I grew like, I probably have grown like almost 30,000 followers in the last couple weeks, simply from just picking up my camera and going outside. So I am gonna keep, you know, sticking to that content, but also trying to bring new stuff in without changing it up too much, if that makes sense. So just knowing who your audience is and how to keep fostering and keep building and staying innovative, while also not feeling like, I feel like every time I get to a place where I'm making content that's good, I feel like I gotta switch it up, I gotta change it up, I gotta keep the people interested, you gotta keep them invested, because they'll leave, right? But some people, they really do enjoy that consistency, you showing up and being who you are, being what you do, doing what you do, right? So just keep that in mind also on your journey. Okay, let's talk about much needed breaks. Like, I think it's important to take time off of social media, but as a content creator, it feels like impossible to actually take time off, because if you're not posting, you're not growing. If you're not growing, you're not fostering community. If you're not fostering, and if you're making money from posting and you're not posting, you're not making money. So I feel like the breaks I used to have are not the same breaks that I have now. Like now I'll probably take like a day or two off, but I'm definitely still posting. And also creating batch content is what will help you stay on top of taking breaks from social media without actually having to take a break from social media. And for those of you who don't know what batch creating content is, essentially creating multiple videos in like one sitting or one day when you're, you know, the juices are flowing, you got things to talk about, got content to post, and you make multiple videos and you edit them, but you post them on different days. So maybe I record 5 videos today, I might post one today, post one in 2 days, post another one. You get what I'm saying? So you're staying on top of posting, but you're not actually having to be on social media, you have to create every single day. Because I think also creating content every single day, if you're doing it from scratch every day, that can make you burn out too. That can make you tired, especially if you have other things going on in your life, responsibilities, kids, gym, school, work, matcha. It's a lot. It can be a lot. So creating batch content definitely helps me stay on top. And let's talk about like feeling like you're flopping when you're experimenting with new content, but it's not really landing, or you're just not finding your audience for it. That is a real thing. Because for a while now, I have been trying to implement like beauty and hair care content into like my TikTok, my Instagram, my YouTube. And I've seen it do best, I guess, here on YouTube. It does all right on Instagram, just depending on what I'm posting. But like on TikTok, they're like, girl, anyway. So, you know, and luckily I found the New York City content that has really helped and worked for me. But I still do want to introduce the beauty content, because I know that the beauty content, like once it pops, hair, skin, that's where the money is. Also, your like life outside of your content creation does play a role in like how timely you are with your content. I feel like I've kind of like fallen off in a sense with my YouTube. Like I haven't been consistent with it. I haven't been posting every week. Like I just started posting back last week, and now I'm making this video so I can post again this week, but I kind of fell off with it. I really wanted to be posting on YouTube twice a week. And sometimes when I fall out of my routine, it feels like like climbing a mountain to get back on that routine. And I don't know why, because it's easier to fall off than it is to get back on. I guess that's just the reality of it. But trying to find that routine, find something that works for you, and then literally having to tell yourself to stick to it. Like, it takes a lot of discipline. If you're not somebody who has discipline, you're gonna need it. And now knowing all this, like if I would have known this then, what I know now, I would still go for the social media content creation goal. Like I think that it can be very rewarding when you get to a certain point, when you are starting to get the notoriety, when you're actually building a community, when you are not even just building community with your followers or like supporters, but like also other creators. That can be a really great thing, and it can be very fruitful. It can, and if you know, play your cards right, it can be your career, right? So a lot of people, they work a job and they do their content on the side. But for some people, they can make content creation their whole job. And content with entrepreneurship has kind of been what's holding me, but I've also been considering picking up other things just because, baby, New York is expensive, okay? And I like to live a certain kind of way. And when I don't live that way, I feel a little imbalanced. I feel like if I have to dial back on some things, I feel like I need to just make a little bit more money. I don't really believe in cutting corners. I believe in picking up more income, and that's okay. That's okay. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down, but both times look, it's gonna come back around for me. I know I'm ordained for this. So if you're a content creator and you're looking to, you know, start, the hardest thing to do is to start. Okay, just put yourself out there. You have to try. Stop being scared to flop. Stop being scared of what somebody else may see or say, perception, etc. You have to literally just start somewhere. That's the only way to grow. That's the only way to get better. You're not gonna have all the answers. You're not gonna know what to say. You're not gonna have the perfect formula to get in a viral video and to pop it off. And for many people, posting one video is not enough to get them to where they wanted to be. It was multiple videos. It was building that persona, that audience, that brand. So keep being true to you, keep standing on business, and keep being yourself, because at the end of the day, people are going to resonate with what's authentic and what feels authentic to them. So if you run around here being somebody you're not, people will pick up on that and they'll read you your rights. So just keeping a winner's mindset, I feel like really changes things for you. When you post content and it doesn't do well, and instead of saying, oh, I flopped or people didn't care for it, you say, okay, well, I learned from this. Maybe my audience doesn't like it like that much, or maybe I posted at a time where people weren't on social media or where my analytics doesn't read that. That's when most of my audience is on my page, and just learning from it, right? And I think a lot of us don't give ourselves enough grace. Like, you were out here doing this for the first time. You've never done this before. There's no rule book. I mean, people can write the rule book, and like I said, I even have my own step-by-step on it, but it's still not even gonna necessarily be like exactly linear. It's not gonna be parallel to what my content and your content looks like, from my life to your life, but I can get close to it, right? As close as I feel like I can get to it, and share those tools with you. So just knowing that you're not here to play it safe. Don't play it safe. Go big or go home. Don't stop talking yourself out of your content. Oh, you don't think this, you don't think that. You'll never know until you put it out there. Stop telling yourself no. Let the content speak for itself. Let the analytics speak for itself. Some of the content that I felt like wouldn't do well, or I didn't think much of, did the best. And some of the content that I thought would do amazing, and I spent a lot of time on the editing and processing of it, didn't do that well at all. So you really never know what's gonna do what. It's just about putting it out there, posting it, and then like just allowing due process, letting the content grow, letting people engage, letting people cling to it or not. That's not on you. You just gotta put the content out there, okay? And stay true to yourself. But as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next one.